Welcome back to our channel, everyone. Fighting football, betting dog's edge. Corey Dog, look like you're a little tired over there. What's going on with the sunglasses today?
Oh, bro, I got bloodshot. I'm tired. I was up to 2-3 this morning, crunching numbers, trying to find some bets for this bet on bet in this divisional round of playoffs.
I didn't know you were doing that. I was doing the same thing. There's a lot of bets out there we were doing. So, only 4 games. Really hard to find a lot of bets. So we went a little bit of degenerate around here. But I think we did really good on our bets here. So we're here to show them to you guys. What are we looking at? Bet on bets today. Early fight picks on UFC, which we already did a little bit on. We'll go through your bets for the divisional week because there's not a lot of fights going on. Then we'll go through my bets for the divisional week because there's not a lot of fights going on. So I got like 11 bets out there, man. How many you got?
I got 14.
Ooh, all right. Well, we're going to get right into it here. Let's get into it here. So first and foremost is the rules of our game here. $250 a week we have to bet on divisional, Super Bowl, MMA, or football, right?
Yep.
And we have to bet $250. And at the end of the Super Bowl, whoever has the most money wins the game and wins a $500 watch, up to $500. Now, if we have to buy back in for $250, which no one has bought in yet for $250, if you have to buy back in, the price of the watch goes up to $1,000. So if you do happen to lose at the end of everything, you got to buy the other host $1,000. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
I'm not doing that.
You never know what happens. You know what I mean?
Like, subscribe. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Yep.
Hit the link above.
Yep, exactly. So moving into this card, this is the head-to-head card that we'll show you guys on a weekly basis. Nothing to update right now. We bet 250 in the first week. We just bet 250 on our second week here, so we'll update next week. But this is the card that we'll be updating as far as buy-ins, how much, worth, watch worth, all that stuff based on our betting and winning, right?
Yep.
Losing. So moving into the fight portion of it, just so we can kind of get over it real quick.
Yep.
Hit the card up above so you can see the last card when we were actually showing you our bets on the fight game here. But real quick, it's Smotherman, Hokit, Johnson, Bukowskis, Hernandez, Gautier, Nurmagomedov, Silva again, Acosta, O'Malley, Harrison, and Pimblett. So that's why I say go look at that card, and that way you can see exactly why we picked those.
Okay.
I haven't bet on them yet because I'm waiting for the referees on this one. But those are the early picks on the UFC 324 fight night. And then we'll go into your stuff here real quick.
Yes, now I locked these bets in, these picks in for the Bills, the Seahawks, Patriots, and the Rams. This is what we picked versus our from early picks in the week to now, where we're looking. I'm not changing anything by these, man. I saw the lines move a little bit, but I'm staying with what I got.
Yeah, the only thing I can say is that the Broncos-Bills line moved. And when Broncos were favored, now they're not.
Yeah.
And again, remember we were talking about this. What's the ratio on that on a playoff game when the sports books change from a dog to a favor or vice versa? The percentage that favored new favored game per opponent is going to win is 1-4.
Yeah.
Now, no, you did say that 1-4. Now, when we look in the history of that, the last time they won was in 2020.
It's time for
it's 5 years. They're due. That 1-4 is actually due, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's it.
But with that being said, me and him picked Bills, Seahawks, Patriots, Rams. We agreed on that. That's our mouth-watering picks, and we're usually 85% right on those. So we're sticking with it.
Oh, yeah, man. Let me explain the mouth-watering pick.
Oh, yeah.
And everything. So when we do those, it's put your money where your mouth is. That's what we're doing. If you look at the past bet slips, we see where we're betting and you see where we won and you see where we lose. I put the red X on there, let you know I'm real. I lost.
One.
Let's jump right into these bet on bets, man. It's the degenerate weekend. It's the divisional. I did some crazy 14 bets.
Wow. There you go.
14 of them mugs.
I know, right?
I'm starting out.
Hey, I did 11, so I don't want to say too much. Yeah. Go ahead, 14. Go for it.
All right, so starting off my first one is a 3-leg parlay with the Rams, the Seahawks, and the Patriots. Then, that's plus 204 on that one. And then I did a 4-leg. I ran Rams, Bills, Patriots, and the Seahawks. That's plus 457.
That's a good bet. I like that bet.
And then I ran it back and I threw the Bills in there on another 4-leg. The Broncos in there. I did Rams, Broncos, Patriots, Seahawks at 508.
You don't trust those Bills, huh?
it's a little shaky.
Hey, that was the one that they flipped. Remember they were saying they flipped from dog to favored.
Yeah.
So now the Broncos are favored. And again, 1-4, right?
Yeah, 1-4 on
any
that.
flip like that in the playoffs that the sports books do.
Yep.
It's 1-4 that they win when they flip. So the new favor only wins 1 out of 4 times. Well, the last time that happened,
2020.
That's 5 years ago. It's due for that 1-4.
It's time.
So
watch that clock.
So it's I kind of get it. So it makes sense that you bet on that with Broncos.
Go ahead. I had to do something. Yeah. And then I did a straight bet with the Bears and a straight bet with the Bills. Both of those, the Bears was at plus 170. The Bills is at plus 100.
Nice.
And then I started with the degenerate stuff. I did 40 plus rush. I did an 8-leg parlay, plus 575.
Ooh.
I did 40. I did plus 40 with James Cook, plus 40 with Josh Allen, plus 40 with RJ Harvey for rushing. I did plus 50 with Cortland Sutton for receiving, Khalil Shakir, plus 50 for receiving, and then I did plus 10 for Keen and plus 10 for Dawson.
And this is an 8-leg?
It's an 8-leg.
8-leg, okay. So this is more of, sounds like a script bet.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem like you're stretching out. Like
no, I'm not stretching.
It's going to be hard for them to make 50 yards.
No.
This is easy.
Easy. This
but
is what
you
they
just
do.
put them all together,
Yeah.
so it made a plus what?
575.
Nice. Very nice.
I'm like, I was looking at the numbers.
That's a degenerate bet. I've ever heard one. But that's great. I love it. No, it's logically a long shot, right? So, anyways, go ahead.
And then I did, and then hit me with my page 2.
Bam, page 2.
Page 2 is another 6-leg, another filthy degenerate. And then I got the NFL receiving leader, Puka Nacua plus 70.
Nice.
And then I did DJ Moore plus 30 yards rushing, DeAndre Swift plus 40 rushing. I got Aaron Williams plus 40. I got the league leading touchdown receiver Devontae Adams with plus 30 receiving yards. And then I got plus 20 for Tyler Higbee.
Another script bet.
Another script.
Gotcha.
You see the numbers plus 525. It's nothing crazy until you get down here to my second one.
Okay.
All quarterbacks 8-leg plus 200 passing yards plus 26-21.
Didn't you do that last time and you barely missed it? You're doing it again, huh?
Yeah, I did it again. I'm a glutton for punishment.
It's actually pretty smart with only 4 games now.
I'm a glutton for punishment, but I put something out there.
Nice.
And then I did a 12-leg. Another one. 1893.
Get your mouth rounded.
Maybe. All right, good.
I got plus 10 yards for commit. Kobe Parkinson receiving, plus 10 yards for Stephon Diggs, and Colston Loveland. We talked about the tight end. And then I got Christian Kirk plus 20. I got Jaden Higgins plus 20 receiving. I put Hunter Henry, another tight end, plus 20. Brandon Cooks. I got the receiver Pat Bryant and also Christian McCaffrey. He's plus 20 any day receiving. I don't know. I just threw him in there just to get it.
Nice.
And then I did the Cooper Kupp. See, he played all them years with the Rams, and now he's in Seattle. And then I got Jawan Jennings plus 20. They're both good. They're good for that. Okay. And then I did another one where all these quarterbacks are passing quarterbacks, so they're going to throw a touchdown. So
that's the one on the bottom, right? Plus 559.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah. 559.
Second to the bottom.
Second to the bottom.
All right.
All quarterbacks to throw at least one touchdown.
Nice.
And then I did another one, and William Hill threw something at me, and I was like, "Ooh, let's do this one." Plus 199, Josh Allen and Bo Nix.
Oh, you took their parlay options.
Yeah, I took one of their parlay options.
Right, they got some good ones sometimes. So that's William Hill. That's in Vegas. So it's only in Vegas you can do that. So
yep.
Anyway,
so plus, that was a plus 200.
Nice.
And then my last page up here.
Wham.
And this is what took me 45 minutes to do.
That's why you had your sunglasses on this morning?
Oh, man.
Just because of these 3 bets?
Yeah, like I was in here. I ran it through.
It's like we struggle with those last $40, $50. We're like, where do we bet?
I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? And so I threw some kickers in here.
Nice.
Please kick the ball. You get one job. Kick the extra point. That's all I asked you to do.
Didn't do too well last week, but
so
some of them didn't.
I did negative 274.
Nice.
For these, and then I did the Bills under on under 46 points at negative 110, and then I did money line San Fran at 2 plus 265.
Okay.
You know,
I mean, it makes sense, man, on everything that you're doing. So, and why don't you explain that to everybody? I mean, what are actually our get your mouth rounded picks are? What does our mouth watering picks actually mean?
Yeah.
Get into it.
All right, you know, the mouth-watering picks are the picks that we've calculated, and we've gone through and done the homework so you don't have to. But they're also the bets that we are placing. If you remember a couple of episodes back, I bet, and I had a bunch of red X's up there. I'm transparent on what I'm doing. I'm going to show you I lost. I'm not going to hide it, but that's what we're betting on. So when we give you these picks that you see on the screen, these are things that we are actually betting on. If you go back on my first page of my bet slip for this week for Bet on Bet, I did bet this. I'm not joking with you. I bet it. So
yeah, we all bet it, because we have very good confidence because we agreed on these.
We agree on
mouth-watering picks based on our weighted.
When we step outside the lines, like I stepped out a couple of weeks ago, I got a bunch of red X's everywhere.
Yeah,
you know?
because you went against our mouth-watering picks. Yeah, a little bit, and that's all it took, just a little bit,
just a tweak of it, and it threw no money. Yeah. You know,
well, you had a bunch of anchor bets out there too, which are again hard to do. But,
so
good money if you can hit them.
Oh yeah, great money if you can hit them.
Yeah.
Jay, talk to us about what you did for Bet on Bet, man.
Yeah, Bet on Bets here. So as you can see, we already went through all of that, and then we went through fights, right?
Yep.
So going into my bets right here is I have 11 bets out there. Again, that took me a little while to find all my bets too, but starting with the 6-leg parlay, I have the Rams money line, Patriots money line, 49ers plus 7.5 on that one spread. Now, reason why, and again, I went all under points, total points. So not only have Rams money line, but the whole game under 49 points.
Oh,
Patriots money line under 41 points.
Oh, wow.
49ers plus 7.5 under 44.5 points. Right, exactly. That's a 6-leg parlay, but on 3 games, right?
Yeah.
Now, I picked the 49ers plus 7.5. I don't believe the 49ers are going to win. You know what I mean? Because based on our picks here, you know what I mean? I'm not supposed to pick the 49ers. I'm supposed to pick the Seahawks. Well, I believe the Seahawks will win, but not over 7.5 points.
Okay.
So that's why I picked the 49ers to win. 7.5, actually, just not to hit the spread. So the Seahawks will win, but I'll hit the spread on that. So that's plus 2,448 on that one. Next one's a $50 bet plus 200 3-leg parlay. Seahawks, Rams, Patriots, easy, right? That's our picks.
Yeah.
But I left the Bills Broncos game out because it's such a wishy-washy game.
I got you.
So I just took this at plus 200, on $50 on it. Next one, $10 plus 1,000 4-leg parlay. Got Seahawks money line, Charbonnet for an anytime TD, McCaffrey for an anytime TD, and again 49ers plus 7.5 spread on that one.
Ooh,
so
nice.
That's again plus 1,000 on that one. Plus 925. Next one, $25 plus 937. First leg, 4-leg first half parlay. So the Rams first half money line, right?
You really
under 24.5 points at the halftime.
Really?
Right? Oh, yeah, but the Rams going to be up and winning at halftime, under 24.5. And then the other one's Patriots money line, with the Patriots leading at halftime under 20.5 points. 20.5. So that's a degenerate.
Really in the bag this week.
That's quite the filthy one right there. But it's plus 937 for that one to hit. So I got 15% win to win on that one. So not too bad.
Yeah.
Next one, $25 plus 310 odds, 3-leg parlay. Again, 49ers plus 7.5, Bears plus 4, Bills plus 1.5. All underdog bet on this one. Again, I believe that the Seahawks are going to win, so I bet the 49ers plus 7.5. Just not going to win by more than 7 points.
Okay.
Bears, that's just my underdog. They're at home. They're in Chicago. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then the
both bet on
Bills
them.
was actually one of our picks. So the only really underdog pick of this is the Bears.
Yeah.
Because I believe the Seahawks will win, just not more than 7 points.
The Bears are playing the Rams in Chicago, and it's their 3rd meeting this year as well.
Right. Exactly. So it's going to be a dog fight. You know what I mean? So I just put a dog bet out there, kind of more of an insurance bet, but it's a dog bet.
Okay.
Next one, 25 plus 313 for a 3-leg prop parlay. That's Jay Cook 80. This is an 80, 80, 80 all the way down. Very, very script. This is a script bet. Jay Cook 80 plus rushing. Najigba, Smith Najigba, I think is his name. 80 plus receiving yards, and then Nakua for 80 receiving yards total.
Okay.
Easy money.
See,
easy money on that one.
Easy money. You see, we both got a Puka in there.
That's what we think anyway.
You know.
So we'll see. And hopefully they don't change everything, and they double pass a defense on Nakua, and they just keep passing it to everybody else. But that's a long shot. Anyway, moving forward, the next one is the last one on the card. Plus 15, plus 1,000 for Jake Tongus, right?
Yeah. Tongus.
Yep, to do the first touchdown, right? And then and if he gets the first touchdown, great, plus 1,000. If not, and then he still gets second, third, if he gets any touchdown, I get my money back. So it's kind of one of those safe. It's one of those safe plays. Okay. You know what I mean? That I did. So that was that card. Moving on to my second card here. Let's see. Let me get into my card. Oh wow. That's not my card.
Don't worry, technical difficulty.
Yeah,
we appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. Like, subscribe.
Yeah,
gamble responsibly, 21 years and up. This is all for our entertainment. This is things that we do to have fun.
Yeah, come along. Look at our bets. Watch what we're winning loss rates. You'll notice that we are going to win more than we lose. So we're always in the profit with all this. So it's just fun to us. We love being in Vegas, and it's fun. So moving on to our last card here. This is my last 5 bets on here. $10 plus 1,000 for 4-leg parlay. Seahawks money line, Charbonnet, TD, McCaffrey, and 49ers, which I already told you guys that. Looks like I got some issues here with my cards, unfortunately.
But they will be updated in a post.
Yeah, they'll be updated, but I did do a wager for $25 plus 250, 3-leg Bills and Broncos game.
Ooh, wow.
That's the Josh Allen, Bo Nix.
Okay.
Josh Allen rushing, Josh Allen TD, Bo Nix plus 20 rushing yards on that one. So, yeah, and I got a $15 one. Man, these are all messed up, aren't they?
Man.
Seahawks, Patriots money line. Yeah, these are all definitely messed up a little bit, unfortunately.
Well, that's unfortunately, but we'll get that fixed. Like I said, it'll be on the post. Follow us for more. You'll see it when we update it.
Yeah, pretty much. But then, I mean, I don't know what to say besides that has all my it has the same things. It's shown the same things on the cards. So I'll update those cards, but I do have 4 other ones. I guess I'll verbalize them to you real quick. The $25 plus 250 3-leg Bills and Broncos game. Josh Allen 30 plus rushing. Josh Allen anytime TD. Bo Nix 20 plus rushing. Next wager is $15 wager plus 588 odds. 49ers plus 7. Bears plus 4, Bills plus 1.5, which is already showed.
Nice.
$25 wager, James Cook, Najinga, got that, the 80 plus 1. Plus 300 odds for Puka Nakua to record 50 plus receiving yards in each half. So 50 yards, Puka, each half, right? Plus 300 yards on that one. Really good bet, I thought.
I had to give it a double on that, man.
Got the Jake Tongus for plus 1,000 as we did for the first TD. Plus 310 for Higbee, 20 plus receiving yards. Kincaid, 30 plus receiving yards. And Schultz, 40 plus receiving yards. That's a ladder, 20, 30, 40. So I got Higbee, D. Kincaid, and D. Schultz for 20, 30, 40.
Nice.
And then you have the odds plus 937 for the Patriots money line over 40.5 total points. With the Broncos money line over 45.5 points. Kind of an insurance bet there. I went way against my unders and went some overs on there. So those are all 11. We'll update it. I'll post it in the community so you guys have some updated cards in the community. But that's pretty much it for this, for all of our bets anyway.
All right, man. That's been a great week. Hit me with that Super Bowl Outlook right now that we have on NFL Network.
Gotcha. Bam, there we go.
All right. So you see the games. You're
supposed to see them. We're not seeing them.
So we're running into some technical difficulties.
Unfortunately. But bam, there we go.
That means we got 2 weeks left after this weekend. We got the we got the conference championship next weekend, and then the Super Bowl on February 8th. This is going to be a great one. There's right now, like I said, I've said before, there's no real standout contender. The only team in the playoffs this year with the edge on playing in the last 5 years is the Bills.
Yeah,
that's the only one. And that's that means something when you're playing in the playoffs.
It means something. It also means something when the sports book flip from favor to dog to favor, right? I mean, sometimes they're just now. You guys got to remember with the Bills and Broncos game. I do want to say this: that the Bills and Broncos game, when sports books flip like that, you have to go and look and see why, right? It's not because wide receivers are gone, which is a good reason, but which they are gone.
Yeah,
but that's not the reason. The reason is everybody's been putting their money on the Bills. And they need people to put money on the Broncos. So how do they do that? Let's flip the odds from dog to favor real quick because there's not very many points, 1.5 points. Okay. So it's a very, very close game. And let's get people to start betting on the Broncos. So sometimes the sports books are not doing it for you guys.
They're doing it for them.
They're doing it for them so they can get the most money on both ends of the spectrum. So, but that's normally, this is why, we go to the sports books. We learn this stuff over time.
Yeah.
And this is what we figured out. So I think this time is the same time, but there's that 1 in 4 chance.
The last time it hit was 2020.
Exactly. So that's kind of what's going on. So this is Betting Dog's Edge. We appreciate you guys watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment below, and we'll see you guys on the next one.